Well, we're going to get going again here out of Elephant Butte State Park in New Mexico. I'm going to try to drive forward and make sure we don't get stuck in some deep sand. There's some pretty deep sand in this spot. I didn't really see that when I came in, but it is around, so we're going to try to avoid that. And then we're going to give Cappy a little walk and get rid of some garbage and do all the van life things to get ready to go. So we're on our way. Very pretty vista from up here, overlooking the lake, the reservoir. We're camping down on the beach. Can leave a P-mail for his friends. A little better view of Elephant Butte. Looks like an elephant kind of lying down there over the marina. Yeah, interesting. Some snow-capped mountains there in the distance. You see them back there outside of Truth and Consequences. Downtown, Truth or Consequences. So the story of the city is that it got its name from a game show that offered a certain amount of notoriety to a town that would name itself for this game show back in the 50s and 60s. So I think that's where it got its name from. It's kind of a funky little artsy town, lots of little shops. There's some hot springs here as well, if you're into that, and lots of new agey things. So it's kind of a neat place to try to hang out for a day, but we don't really have time, and I'm not really much of that kind of tourist anyway. But there you go. That's downtown Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Glad I got new tires. The roads in New Mexico, especially I-25, takes a real beating. Asphalt gets all torn up from the heat, from the cold. It freezes in the winter, it gets super hot in the summer, and there's constantly road work along I-25. I've thought about in the past getting a more high-profile full-top van that what I could sit in or stand up in instead of having to crouch like I do. But I always consider where I have to travel and realize that in the along I-25 corridor where I travel a lot between Tucson and Denver, the wind is horrible. And I can't imagine doing a high profile vehicle like that and trying to battle the kind of winds we get out here. You get hurricane force winds, crosswinds, that'll just knock you right off the roads. There's a couple of these canyons that are here on I-25 that always have extreme winds down here on the bottom. There's these box canyons, and yeah, they can be really tricky. Oh, the windsock's going, so it's pretty windy. You get a bad crosswind. Just take it slow. Take it slow. don't know what it'd be like to live down there at the bottom of this thing. I have to dodge the tumbleweeds out here. Tumbleweeds, Russian thistles. Fun fact, when you watch a Western movie, an old Western, they have tumbleweeds rolling through town. That's historically inaccurate. Tumbleweeds weren't introduced into the United States until the 1890s. And they're known as Russian thistles, and they're an invasive species. They're not native to the United States. And um, you'll see them in old Westerns, but set in the 1860s or 70s. But there were no tumbleweeds in the United States at that time. Uh, One of many historical inaccuracies from the movies. We associate these tumbleweeds with the West and the Western movies, but they weren't around when those movies were set. So I always thought that was a fun fact to learn about tumbleweeds. The other thing about tumbleweeds is they look dead, but they're not. They're dormant. And when the rains come, they scatter their seeds as they roll. And when the rains come, they reroot themselves and turn into these green bushes for a time, and then they dry out and roll along. It's one of the ways they propagate. So anyway, Russian thistles, tumbleweeds, lots of them today. Storms up north. It's like to rest stop. We have Sabelita, Mexico. As I get into north, it's really cold wind, but I'm looking up north, and it looks like there's some snow up there. As we head into New Mexico or northern New Mexico, we'll see what we get in Santa Fe. There's going to be some weather up in Santa Fe. We're just coming south of Albuquerque right now. At Love's Travel Stop outside of Albuquerque in Belen. It's getting cold. It's a sweet Class C over there. Not little, it's huge. I can't imagine the expense of owning something like that, though. We're gonna get some lunch, but I mean, my van gets yardage rather than mileage, so I can't imagine the gas mileage on something like that. Although I imagine it's diesel and designed for this. But yeah, he's got his pop outs and everything out. He's really hooked up. You can kind of see the weather out there outside, just kind of moving in over the mountains. It looks like we're going to get some snow up north. The warning signs are out. Anyway, we're just going to get some lunch. Cappy's going to beg off my lunch here. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah, you are. And we're going to take a few minutes and then track our route and see where we might stay for the night. Near, hopefully around Santa Fe or past it, but we'll see how it goes. Well, welcome to Windycirky. Beautiful ABQ. Looks like they're getting some snow up on Sandia Peak. Getting mighty dark up there up by Santa Fe. Sure enough, snow's coming down. As we get over the rise here, we'll get into Santa Fe. Stopping here at this rest stop. I have stayed overnight here before. It's not a bad place. It's always cold up here though. Real windy, real cold. In the wintertime anyway. Real nice views of Santa Fe from up here. That's Glorieta Pass over there. It looks pretty socked in right now. I'm going to check some weather apps. I've stayed here before. It is only the afternoon, but depending on the weather, I may decide to stay here. But we'll see. It's only 1 in the afternoon, so there's plenty of time, but we'll check. Hold up here. I'm going to check some weather apps and see what the conditions are over Glorieta Pass. I've driven. I mean, the roads aren't bad. I've driven in bad weather before, and there are some options for staying overnight on the other side of the pass down there, Las Vegas area. Uh, there's not a whole lot between that and Raton. So I'm going to give it a few minutes and check some things and see if I want to keep going or not. Cappy's not sure about this cold weather either. Well, according to the apps, there's some snow moving through up there right now, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's calling for a couple inches. The roads don't look terrible, so I'm going to go ahead and try to go up over the pass. It looks clear between here and between in the northern New Mexico area. Looks clearer. The forecast looks better down there once you're over the pass. I know there's right now a bunch of snow in Trinidad and Raton and that pass area. So if I stay overnight on the other side, I might be able to miss it and come in on Saturday over those things with a little bit sunnier days. But I need to give my battery a charge too because the low looks to be about 10 degrees. So it's going to get cold tonight. I want to make sure I have plenty of power in the system charged up on the batteries for the heaters. So we will try that and see. So I think I'm going to keep going. I'm going to check my batteries in the back and see where they're at right now and where my refrigeration's at. I can't lose my refrigerator, the stuff that's in there. I need to eat that maybe tonight. But since it's only 1 o'clock or a little bit after 1, I'm gonna brave it. I'm gonna try to go through it. Batteries look good. EcoFlow has about 2 hours left on the charging from the DC to DC charger. So we'll let that finish charging, and then I have a good amount on the batteries for the main house battery. So we should be able to make it through the night with the heater. Although it's going to be super cold, so we've got some other things like an electric blanket we can try. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to move forward here and keep going. And away we go. We decided to stay over at Storrie Lake State Park, just outside of Las Vegas, New Mexico. Real nice spot. It looks like I-25 was closed anyway over Raton Pass tonight because of a storm. So this will be a good night to kind of wait it out and then get going tomorrow. But it's real nice. We're going to go explore the park a little bit here by the lake. Cappy's really anxious to get going. It's got a nice little shelter, but I don't know. The fire danger is real high, so they say no fires. But Might be able to bring the stove out and cook the dinner out on the table, although it's going to be real cold. So we'll see if we do that or in the van. I don't know. Wind has died down. Getting toward the evening here. I think we're going to have some dinner. I'm going to cook up a little bit of steak and some Brussels sprouts for dinner. Yeah, so I'm going to do it outside on my little fold down table thing. This is my setup for that. I have a little fold down top that braces itself up against the back door here, the barn door, and I can use this for cooking and other things. And then when I'm not using it, that barn door stays closed. But anyway, I'm going to cook up some steaks, just maybe one, and then freeze the rest, and then a few of the Brussels sprouts with some mushrooms. Good steak, huh? Time to check it out. What are we cooking? It smells good. Smells good. Looking good. Make a nice meal. You wish. Well, here you go. Get a small piece. There you go. Well, it's too big. There we go. Here. Yeah. Say I didn't give you anything. Okay. Don't say I didn't give you anything. You're gonna keep begging, I know, because that's my dinner. Well, after a good meal, some steak and Brussels sprouts that Cappy and I enjoyed. We're gonna curl up with the diesel heater clicking away. Try to keep it warm tonight. It's gonna be a cold one, down to maybe 10 degrees, I think they said. But it's already pretty cold. So we'll settle down for the evening here in a bit, read a book, settle down. But anyway, it's been a good evening. Nice park, good drive, long day. Cappy's favorite little spot to hang out while I work. Snuggled up right under my lap desk, right by my leg there, keeping warm. A beautiful sunset out here at Storrie Lake. Really nice little lake, cool park. So, it's been a fun trip so far today. We've had it all: sun, snow, lakes, campgrounds. It's been really beautiful though. So I'm really grateful that I could take this trip and take the extra time to go back to Colorado. Anyway, thanks for watching the video today and the other videos of this trip. I've got all kinds of, try to make it interesting for you, of my travels, but thanks for watching, and be sure to catch me in the next videos, and like and subscribe and share. It's all helpful to the channel as I move on and do this van life thing again. So thanks for watching.